Hello, hello, my friends. Better angle, maybe? I still have to pop off. I wanted to be here live at 3, but of course I'm late. So, happy Friday. I'm popping off the Manny I posted this morning. It's Alexi Now Manny. And today we're going to do a fun Halloween Manny. Every month there's this collab. It's called the Month End Manny Crush collab. So you pick a Manny that you crushed on during the month and you recreate it. So that's what I'm going to be doing in the live today. Sorry, I'm not live at my usual time. My friend came over. I did her nails with Luxie colors too. She chose Koi. She was originally going to use 2 different colors, but she switched them to Koi and Citrine Druzy. And they came out really cute. What? Check that drawer over there. Yeah, check the drawer. They're in one of those drawers. I was cleaning.
Yeah, these are clean.
Okay, I think we're going to have to use the e-file to help pop off these nails here. They don't want to come off. Is everybody happy? I think I just took off like a lot of this nail. I did. I might have to replace the whole thing. We'll see. I gotta change out the drill bit too. Okay. Let's pull up the live, see who's here, if anybody. Here we go. Hey, Hi, Tara. Good afternoon. Is right. Let me just make sure all messages. Okay. What are you doing? I can't believe I just did that. I think I'm going to have to replace that whole tip now. All right. Oh, wait a minute. I still didn't change out the drill bit either. How are you? How you doing today? This weather is so ugh. But I was glad at least Fran came over. We didn't get to go out walking or anything, but it was still nice to hang out and do her nails. I ombreed on 2 nails. Working on a lift your spirits, Manny. You doing pretty good? Okay, glad to hear it. Oh, it is still raining there, Tara? It like hasn't stopped. All right, let's see here. I'm still gonna try and just pop off this deal. Ooh, I have this something about the Suzanne Morphew case, that mother from Colorado who I'm missing. It's been like 3 years, and her husband was the suspect.
Ever wonder what the Experian app?
Anyway, Annie Elise put out a case on it, so I want to watch.
Come back to 10 to Life with me, Annie Elise.
Close to the very beginning of the show.
There have been some huge updates this week in the Suzanne Morphew case. So many of you guys have been DMing me, commenting, asking me to give you guys updates. What's going on? The remains have been found. What's the story? Some people.
This color, this glitter right here, Basalt Peridot, so gorgeous. And of course, Manzanilla Olive, the green. literally, that's what
for you.
the color
Now,
is.
as a reminder, if you've been following me from day one, you may have already been following this case. I started covering it when it first broke in 2020. That was also when I was like a tiny
Okay.
little baby channel, so of course a lot of those videos are kind of in the archives. Nobody
Tara,
hasn't seen
did you
them,
make your
but we
own
covered this case extensively. As a reminder, Suzanne
new
when she disappeared from a bike ride that she was taking on Mother's Day in 2020. Almost immediately, her husband Barry was the main suspect
watermark.
for a multitude of reasons.
Did you make your?
During some of the
Did you make it yourself? Your new watermark?
he was arrested in connection with her disappearance. There were text messages released from both Suzanne and Barry. They were unsealed, and those messages suggested that they were both having affairs just before.
Do you know about this case, Tara?
So, 4 days before her disappearance, Suzanne sent Barry.
I don't think Patty saw my message that I was going live.
What you've been up to and what you have been up to for years. She also added in that they needed to figure things out civilly. Then she vanished.
Jeez.
So once Barry was arrested and charged, all of this new evidence started coming out. There was his hotel room that reeked of chlorine and indicated a possible cleanup. There was some shady paperwork left behind. There were cell phone pings that didn't match up. And I would say the majority
let's see
of
if I can
people
get him
following
off.
this case thought that Barry had something to do with it. Meanwhile, their 2 daughters were standing by Barry's side, saying he was innocent. Well, ultimately, the
Did you
charges
see
against him
on
were dropped
Netflix?
in April of 2022.
There's some more season 2 of the Murdaugh
specifically, so that should they have
story, a Murdaugh mystery or a Southern mystery, I think it's called.
Against Barry, so he wasn't exonerated by any means because there wasn't even a trial.
So there's a season 2. It's just like 3 episodes, but
so
they were
what I'm
good.
going to go over all of the details from Suzanne's disappearance. I'm going to go over those preliminary hearings with the evidence against Barry, including the pings, the
and that
messages,
court
because now
clerk, Becky Hill, the one who's accused of like being inappropriate with the jurors, they interview her. It wasn't about that, but she's in this
of where this case
Netflix documentary.
So with that, let's get right into it.
Let's try and get this glitter out. I might have to use a hand file to do that. Oh, even still, I don't know if I can get this one. Ah, yay, thank you.
All right, guys, so we've talked about it before, but we are going to talk about it again, and you can all say it with me. We can chant it together and hold hands. Debt sucks. Whether you get roped into it through a great credit card offer or you're trying to earn points for an upgrade on your flight, somehow the debt just creeps up on you, and then you're only paying off the interest, never the principal.
Just getting the dip off.
Quicksand, you are sinking. It is horrible, at least for me, and I don't know for
sidewalls.
Because how many
best I can here.
Solution to paying off debt? Hi, me raising my hand. Well, today's sponsor, PDS Debt, has customized 0% interest options for anyone struggling with credit cards.
Wow, I'm surprised I didn't lose this whole now.
And what's so cool is PDS Debt is giving our viewers a free debt savings
But
analysis.
oh yeah, there's a lot of lifting. I think it's kind of come off.
With that, you will receive
it won't take long to replace one now.
Each month, and the quickest way to take care of your debt. So if you're making payments every single month, but your balances and your
Dominic's phone exited out.
This program is for you. Because PDS Debt rolls all of your payments into one low 0% interest monthly payment.
Nick,
everyone with over $10,000.
Can you bring me my e-liquid that's on the counter?
No minimum credit score required. Bad and fair credit is accepted. So save.
Sorry, I forgot to fill my vape.
Pay off your debt in a fraction of the time. Like I said, PDS Debt is offering a free debt analysis to our viewers just for completing the quick and easy debt assessment at pdsdebt.com.
Phone exited right out of the line.
pdsdebt.com/life. Let's all take back our financial freedom together and chant bye-bye debt.
Let's go back to the chat. Give me one sec.
Suzanne Morphew was reported missing. It was Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10th. She had gone out for a solo bike ride and never returned home. At the time, her daughters Mallory and Macy were away camping with friends. Her husband was out of town, and friends had been trying to get in touch with her that day. No
You
luck,
did
so
yours
they ended
with
up calling one
Canva?
of Suzanne's
Yeah,
neighbors,
I
who
had made
ultimately
one
ended
in
up
the
calling
past
the
with
police,
Canva.
reporting her as missing. Right
And
out
I
of the
made
gate,
one for
this
Kendra and one for
immediately
Patty, but
received a
then
lot of
I
media
ended up,
attention, and
I
there was a
stopped
lot of
using it and put up
speculation.
a Manny
As I
picture.
mentioned, Suzanne's husband Barry was out of town that weekend when Suzanne went missing, and there were a lot of
And
conflicting
I
reports
actually
as to where
deleted
Barry
Canva.
was.
I don't even
There
have it
were
anymore
reports
on
that he
my
was
phone.
away at a firefighter training camp. There were
Okay.
reports that he was away at a construction site in Denver. No real concrete alibi or sequence of events for his whereabouts that weekend were immediately
I'm
revealed.
trying to keep
It also
Dominic's
was
phone so I
fascinating
can
that
see
he
if it's
refused to
probably
do a
gonna phone.
polygraph.
So
Now,
what
we
kind
see
of
this as a
are you doing a follow
cases, and there's a
Manny,
lot of mixed
Tara?
opinions out there that if somebody refuses a polygraph, they're guilty,
So I'm
or if they are
doing
innocent, they just
the
don't want to
month
get
end
caught up
Manny
because maybe
Crush
they're nervous, it could sway the
collab
test results one way or
Manny.
another.
I'm
It, of course,
using
immediately made
Michelle's,
people suspicious that he wouldn't
you
take
know,
this,
Lotus
but
Tips.
other people
I'm
on the other side of
using
the argument were saying,
one
no,
of her
he's just being smart.
Manny's
He doesn't want to
that she did. Hers were black nails with white glow in the dark phalange stickers. I'm gonna do the black nails with silver phalange stickers.
There were the reports that he was away on that firefighter
So
training camp.
should be
Reports that he was
fun.
at a site in Denver. And we really didn't get a solid timeline of events for that weekend until more details in the case started to emerge. And
Okay.
pretty early on, there was suspicion of an alleged mistress. And this mistress name is Morgan, and she is a landscaper, works with Barry. And she was very adamant that she is not the other woman, that
Alright,
there's
these are pretty
absolutely
good.
zero romantic relationship between she and Barry. But what's interesting is she did share
Alright, let's
certain
get
events that took place that weekend.
a new tip on my pinky here.
Showing her and experiencing and exuding.
Oh yeah,
to
let
where
me
it
fill
makes
my
everything
vape
feel
real
a
quick.
little uncomfy, a little questionable. And that statement also ties in directly with another statement that was made by a colleague named Jeff, another colleague of Barry's, who was also
September's
involved
Dip
in
in the
this
Doll. Okay.
story
I don't
and
remember which
work
one
site
that
Barry
was,
had
what it looked like.
concocted or gone to work on that weekend. So let's jump right into those statements because I
What's
feel
a
as
dip
though
and a
that is going to
dollop?
paint
What do
a
you
very
get for a
clear
dip?
picture and the
What
most
does it
accurate
mean?
picture
What do you
of
get
what we know
in
as
a
of
dip
now
and a
could have
dollop?
possibly taken
I'm
place
guessing
that
you get a
weekend.
dip, but
In
what's a
Morgan's
dollop?
statement,
One of
she
her
was
creams or
adamant saying,
something?
I'm not the other woman, I'm just a woman who works with Barry. It's not me, I'm not having an affair. She also said, I'm scared of Barry.
I gave Fran a glass nail file and she forgot it. I gave her some cuticle oil. She remembered that though.
Now,
oh, do you want to do Revel next week? The Revelist Club tips one day next week?
And what she felt like seemed a little off and a little unlike Barry's normal behavior because she had worked with him in the past. And she says that on Friday, May 8th, now remember,
using the Luxie short stilettos.
She says that on May 8th,
and I'm going to use the Imoli Solid Nail Glue Gel.
Which is reportedly also the same site that investigated.
So I have some prep / bond. It's just a dehydrator. Actually, let me push back my cuticles.
Barry had asked Morgan to clean it up, rake it out so that it looked more like beach sand and not just muck. But she said that Barry was acting very strangely. She said he was acting very out of the ordinary.
Make sure that
she asked him what's up. He seemed stressed. Definitely seemed weird on Saturday, is what she said, which was one day before Suzanne disappeared. Also, what's very interesting is
now I'm going to take some primer. We'll put it inside the tip as well as on my fingernail.
And he told her that he had to go and do some sort of activity with his wife, hiking, spend time with her. But
for my black, my nail's still wet. For my black, I'm going to use Blackjack from Cosmic Nails. My stickers are also from Cosmic Nails. She has these in a ton of different colors and different sizes. And these were actually scraps she sent me. There's a couple missing from it, but I think I need the medium size, and that's the size here. So there's plenty, you know, for me.
Morgan thought that it was just going to be she and Barry working on this.
Because, yeah, the other one's definitely too long.
Another colleague of his named Jeff. Morgan also
on the pinky.
panicked and very unlike himself in that phone call. So
I
Morgan
think
and this other
primer
contractor,
is
Jeff, drive to the
definitely
site
a good thing
150
to
miles away.
use before you
Late Sunday
attach your
evening,
jelly
before they even
chips.
arrive, they get a phone call from Barry, and Barry
The
says,
sticky kind of primer. Let me plug my phone in. Sorry. If I can do it. Ugh, come on, there we go. Okay. All right, sorry about that. It varies from month to month. 2 dips, cuticle oil, and a ring. Oh, okay. Yeah, you do? All right, awesome. I have the what's the fall collection called? I always forget the name. Not fall for me, but fall. What the heck is it called?
this week, it's all about
Anyway, that collection that I'm gonna send you, I have that put aside, and I have the Fairy Glamour dips put aside. My goal is over the weekend. I actually cleaned up a bunch today on my table. There's still like some stuff I just have nowhere to put boxes and stuff. But I'm gonna get everything bagged up,
and that he would be in touch with them soon.
and then out
Getting the
hopefully
site
on
ready
Monday.
for them all day and had been working on it so that to grab the tools
Okay,
that he
sound
had
good?
left, to grab what the equipment they needed, and to go ahead and work on the site. Morgan and Jeff arrived to the Holiday
All right,
Inn,
let's grab a
which
tray
Barry
just
had
so
advised them
I
to
don't
stay in, and this is
burn a
downtown,
hole
150 miles
through
away, almost 3
anything.
hours away from the home
I'll
that
show you
Barry
how
and
much I
Susanna
love
share
this
in Maysville, Colorado. They arrived, Barry had checked
nail
out in a
glue
hurry because
gel.
remember, he said he had that family emergency, so they didn't even see him when they arrived. But what's interesting is
That's
what
the builder gel. One's a solid builder gel, one's a solid nail glue
Stay
gel.
in my vacant hotel room since I have to leave anyway. It's fine. And when Jeff walks in, he describes it as smelling.
I am gonna put a plastic glove on. I'm gonna grab a wooden cuticle stick. This is for my pinky, so I don't need that much gel.
But it didn't look as though somebody had slept there, he says. And in Jeff's
I'm gonna use as
he said,
little
and I quote,
as I can get away with here. And I think this is gonna be enough. I'm gonna press it in.
His towels were all over the floor.
Guys,
And
do
the
you see
smell
it in
was
there?
reportedly so strong that it made Morgan's eyes water when she walked into the room.
Okay.
Later on in the investigation, Barry says that he smelled the chlorine as well in the room, and that it's because
and the other reason I like this is you can press it down and like it holds itself. It stays.
The pool had been closed for a very long time, so that wasn't possible. The hotel has also given footage to the investigators from all of their footage on the 9th, the day before
A little
Suzanne was
bit of
reported
gel
missing.
seeping
Now, in
out.
this interview, Jeff says that he was summoned to that hotel room and that job site by Barry. He says that he had found signs that the room had been used to some capacity, but
I think I can just put this right in the lamp. I don't think I even need to use this because this stuff is solid. It's on there good.
Laid on the bed and then left.
So we'll cure for a
He
minute.
also said that he discovered a pile of mail, and in that mail in the hotel room was also a letter
Who
of
else is here?
property insurance, which
Hello,
is a
who's
really
here?
weird thing.
Well, welcome anyway. I haven't even properly greeted anybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Daily Nail. My name is Tara. I am your host. Tara loves to dip on Instagram and TikTok and here on YouTube as well. So the month end Manny Crush collab is tomorrow, and that's when you pick a Manny that you saw throughout the month, and you really love it and you recreate it. So I'm going to recreate Michelle. Her handle is Lotus Dips. I'm going to be recreating one of her Manny's. Ooh, pretty simple, but a really cool one. I've never done anything like this, so.
Suzanne went missing. Morgan and Jeff are still in this town trying to work on this site or see when the tools are going to arrive, because Barry then said he would be sending them the tools, which, spoiler alert, he never did and they never arrived. But Morgan received a phone call from Barry that Monday morning, and he says to her that Suzanne has been attacked by a mountain lion, that she's missing.
Okay, I am going to rough up the surface of my jelly tips. This is how I like to do it. I know
together,
there
right?
are
So they ended
people
up
like
leaving
Tara
Monday or
you and
Tuesday
Mallory
because they didn't have
who
schools, they couldn't work on the
take
site.
their
It
jelly
seems as
tips, they
though
put their jelly
this was all
tips
kind of a
on and put
ruse
peel
to
base
create
directly on
alibis,
the
in
jelly
my
tip.
opinion. And so they didn't leave on Tuesday because they weren't even able to get
And
their
they
work
have no
done. In
problem
this
popping
interview that
off.
Morgan
For
did,
me,
she
that
claimed that
doesn't
two
work. The peel
unidentified
base
men approached her in
doesn't do its
Salida,
job.
Colorado,
So
which is near
I
Waco, which is
find
where Peanut
that
Butter
if I
Day
rough
Live
up
and
my
root of the
jelly
story
tip
takes place.
and
And
then top
they were
coat it with gel
intimidating her.
top coat,
She says that they were discouraging
cure
her from
that,
police and that they said they would pay
and then
her
go
for
in with
paychecks
my
because
layer
they
of
didn't
peel
want people to
base.
misconstrue
It's
it as
they
hush
pop
money.
off super
Now, I
easy
find that
for
very
me.
interesting because
So that's what
if
works
there
for
isn't
me.
some ulterior motive happening or some degree of shadiness, why would, first of all, two unidentified
Okay.
men approach somebody?
I
which
think
is scary
Kendra
in
was
itself,
leaving to go to
but
Virginia
also,
for
why
a
would
week
they say, oh,
today.
no, we can't give you your paycheck because we don't want
I
us to look like
have
hush money. What are you talking about? They
green
also tell her, you
glitter
have
from
rights
the
and you
Luxie
don't have to
Manny
give the
up in here.
CBI your phone. That is alarming because now not only are they discouraging her from talking to police, but they're also saying, hey, you don't have to give up your phone if you don't want to. Hang on to that. Seems again a little suspicious, in my opinion.
All
Morgan
right.
goes on to
Hopefully
say,
it's not
I
there
did
at
give
the end
police
of the
my phone.
Manny.
I also did 5 interviews with them.
Okay,
and
I'm
then
gonna
Barry
top
fired
coat
her via text message. And she says that he fired her
this
because she
jelly
gave up
tip.
her phone and because she was cooperating with CBI and that he was upset about it. And then she says to another news outlet, and I quote, I feel like if he was innocent, he would have talked to me.
You have any
I worked with him
ideas in
every
mind
day
for a
long
design
time.
on those
So
dips,
if they
Sarah?
had
The
this
Revel
long working
dips?
history together, yet he is firing her through text message. He's not talking to her. What's up? Why are you acting so shifty? It doesn't make any sense, especially if you already have built a relationship with this person professionally, of course.
Where's everybody else? I see there's 4 people, but nobody's talking. Am I missing any? No, I got it on all messages. Okay, well, regardless, even if you just want to, oh, hi Janet. Even if you just want to watch and not talk, that's fine too. I'm so used to, talking to the people who are here. But if you just want to sit back and watch, that's fine with me. How are you today, Janet?
Tired of see-through leggings that roll down? Or leggings that highlight your muffin top? Your answer
So
is
Fran
yes.
came
Then you
over at
have to meet
11.
Shaperman's
She left at
high-waisted
like
leggings.
1.
These unique
So
tummy control leggings hold everything in without
it's
choking
nice
you.
to see her.
The best thing.
Costs. He said, Jeff's been in prison for 9 years. He's a shady guy.
I'm just curing a gel top coat. Janet, I accidentally pulled off part of my jelly tip when I was trying to pop off. So I had to replace it.
For this job in Bloomsfield this weekend. His response was that, I needed a guy. I wanted to give him a chance. So I called him.
Alright, there
I
we go.
good money. I have an
Okay,
opportunity.
now we
for
can
you.
go ahead
For me, I
and
took that as he's trying to
put
deflect and not only
our
say these
peel base
people
on.
have a bad rap and they can't be trusted. And the only reason I even hired him was because I was trying to give him an opportunity and help him out to make it look as though he's the good guy who's just.
So you can get peel base at most of the small dip businesses that are either on Etsy or have their own website. You can also find peel base on Amazon. Just search peel base for nails or whatever, I would say try to get like a water-based one if you can. I think those are better for you than like latex type ones.
Again, making it about him and saying that they're just upset over being fired. Again, just deflecting entirely. And if these people are so
Alright.
bad,
So every nail is going to be black, and then every nail is going to get a silver
Why'd you hire
sticker.
them, Barry? Why'd you hire them to begin with?
So
It's
gonna be fun.
History with people who you are saying are so tough to work with and so untrustworthy. Now, the precise timeline of Barry's whereabouts that weekend are still unclear. However, it does look as though he went to that job site ahead of the contractors and then rushed home in a hurry when he had a family emergency, like he had stated. But then we see all of the pieces of evidence that were left behind and the inconsistencies in his story along the way that don't match up to what his colleagues said they heard.
You're at
and
your
what they
roof
saw.
company's
So,
office right
just
now?
In my opinion, it seems like there's
Did
something.
your
What
husband
he
own a
actually
roofing
did on that
company?
trip is still unclear. Now, as I mentioned
Or
earlier,
is
when
it
he made
like
that phone
your
call to
roofing
Morgan that
company,
Monday
like you're
after
getting your
Suzanne went
roof
missing,
done?
he had said that she was attacked by a mountain lion. And this is a theory that he has been trying to push and float around out there now for some time. He also is coming down on the investigators saying that they
Guys,
watched
remember
the
I said I bought a
investigation,
bunch of
that they're
clones
not
from
doing their
Temu
job, and he
and
keeps
I
pushing
couldn't
this
find them?
narrative that she was attacked by a mountain
I
lion
found
on
them.
that solo bike ride that day. And his exact theory is that she was
Where did I
riding her
put them?
bike, she was attacked by that mountain lion, and then she drove off of the edge of a mountain or the edge of a hill. I mean, that's a pretty elaborate story to tell, especially
They're
if
in
you
the
have
box
no real
of
knowledge
my
of what took
new
place during that
Revel
bike ride.
depths.
I just can't help but wonder. I mean,
Hold
if those were
on.
reversed,
I'm telling you, there's some
I had
thermal
found out and been notified
flakies
that my
in
spouse
here.
was missing, I don't know that I would jump to the conclusions that they were attacked by a mountain lion, that they drove over the edge of a mountain. My first inclination would be, oh my god, maybe they fell on their bike and they skinned their knee or they broke their leg and they can't, leave and come for help. Maybe the bike is damaged and they can't ride.
Where is it?
Maybe their phone when they fell flew and that's why they haven't called anybody. I don't know that I would jump to, they must have been attacked by a mountain lion and then drove over the cliff of the edge of the mountain
This is super
and that's what
weird.
happened. It's just so far-fetched to me. And again, that's just my opinion. It just
Oh,
seems
I think I
like
put it up
such
here.
an elaborate story to be told
Yes.
when you really have no idea what took place
Here
on
it
that
is.
mountain, allegedly. And Suzanne's brother Andy does not believe this mountain lion story for a second. He says there was absolutely no blood evidence, no tracks on the ground, no scent from an animal, and he says, my gut feeling is that there was foul play involved in her disappearance.
Okay, that's what
He
I
says that
thought.
when he went to that location in which she was riding her bike.
That's pretty cool. I bet he has to work hard though, huh? Does he have a lot of employees? So look, this is a thermal, according to Temu anyway, this is a thermal flaky. I'm not gonna be able to use them today.
Also,
but-
when investigators searched that area, they say that they found the bike, but
Or-
no evidence that Suzanne had been there. And in fact, they say that the bicycle was not ridden over a hill, but that it had been.
I
placed
could
there
do
by
one
people.
now with flakies and the
Now,
rest all
that
black.
got me thinking,
Like flakies
and I
over
can't
it,
help but
you know what
wonder,
I mean?
Did they
See what
retrieve
they
some
look
sort of
like.
evidence that there were
And
possibly palm
I'm
prints
still, you know,
on the
because
bar of the
recreate,
bicycle, the bar that goes
you
past
know,
where
when
the
you're
two wheels are
recreating a
connected, whatever
Manny,
that's
you
called.
can do it the
Or
same exact way. You put your
fingerprints
twist
where somebody
on it. You can
picked
put
it
your
up
own
and
spin
placed it.
on it.
They didn't release the
It's
details
your
as to how
interpretation.
they came to this conclusion that it was
So I'm
actually
really
placed there by
thinking,
human hands, but I would imagine we'll hear more of that in the coming future. But I thought that that was very interesting that they already released that information and said with conviction
what was that?
there was no indication that the bike was even ridden. It looks as though where they discovered
We
it,
got a
it was
green
placed by human
one, and then I
hands.
have
Another
a
piece of
purple.
information that came out through all of
Look
this
at that
that
purple
is a
and
little
blue one.
suspect as well is that
This one's
the
like green
FBI
to blue.
asked Suzanne's brother Andy why there were no coolers.
And then I
in the
have
home.
this one,
And Andy said, I don't know because Barry's a hunter. They always
which
look
is
so
like a
interesting. I'm
maple
sure they
type
certainly
one.
own
Those
coolers.
are the
That seems very
thermal
odd.
ones.
So then I started thinking, okay, why wouldn't there be coolers in the house? Would he have maybe packed them up and taken them with him on that journey to the construction
What
site
color
hundreds
should
of
I
miles
use, guys?
away?
Because I'm going to do my ring finger with one of these. I think, I mean, any color I think would work. Green, purple, or this orangey color, orangey coppery color. But maybe green or purple for Halloween, you know.
And water and food. I don't know, but it does seem highly suspicious. Again, in my opinion, one of the
Let's
most
do the purple.
damning pieces of evidence and information
I'm dying to
that's
try
been
it.
released since all of this first began and everything's been starting to unravel and uncover is that Andy was
Alright,
told
so we're just
that
waiting
before
now
he
for our
officially
peel
owned
base to
reeked of chlorine as
dry.
well. That same smell that Jeff and Morgan smelled in that hotel room that Barry had checked out of. Now, when you think about that, I understand coincidences happen. I understand that sometimes you can't explain the unexplainable. I get it. I find it highly suspicious that
So you guys, Janet, did you hear that they found Suzanne Morphew's body remains? That missing mom from Colorado?
Now,
Missing for 3 years?
unless something was being cleaned, unless something was being covered up, unless something was being hidden. Now you have all of these different pieces of evidence coming into play, and I should say pieces of speculation. You have this grandiose concocted mountain lion story. You have two different points within of the location, the hotel and the home that smell
Really
like
wanna
chlorine. You have Barry
my
refusing to
e-file
take a
in here,
polygraph. You
but my
have
nails are
Barry
wet.
now trying to discredit and defame his employees who were just cooperating with the investigation, and now he's trying to attack them and discredit them. You have people trying to quiet down Morgan and say, hey, you don't have to talk to the police and you don't have to turn over your phone. Again, all of these seem a little too coincidental, in my opinion, to indicate in any
All right.
way that Barry
Sorry I wasn't more prepped. I was already late as it was, past 3, so I had to come live, even though I wasn't popped off. I figured better to come live,
and he was charged with attempting to
not
impose
popped
a public
off,
servant. And here is what the press conference had to
than
say.
be too late.
My name is Linda Stanley. I'm the district attorney for the 11th Judicial District, which includes Fremont County, Custer, and Chatham counties total. I wanted to say that thanks for being here for everybody, and there's a couple of things I'd like to address about this case. First, the investigation is still ongoing. Suzanne, her body has not been found, and we're still looking into that. The investigation is ongoing. Second, Barry Morphew is presumed innocent until proven guilty. That's important to remember. Third, the arrest affidavit is sealed at this time. I cannot and will not discuss it. Fourth, all
You did hear it? So I'm watching, Annie Elise put out a video just like a little while ago about it, saying that her remains are found and then is Barry Morphew guilty. So that's what this case that I'm watching in the background is on.
Lastly, I wanted to say that today is a good day. It's a good day for all of the men and women in law enforcement that have tirelessly worked toward getting here. They worked day in
Guess
and
what?
day out, sacrificing more than any of you will ever know. They even continued working and continued their sacrifice.
Oh, you did, Janet? Hey, there's a part 2 to the Murdaugh on Netflix. The Murdaugh, a Southern scandal or a Southern mystery or whatever. There's a season 2 now with 3 more episodes that came out. So if you don't know about that, that's out now too.
Alex Walker, investigator for the 11th.
I know you like Annie Elise too, so I'm not surprised you just finished watching this, Janet. I'm not really paying attention to it, unfortunately.
Some of the best I've ever worked with in my entire professional career. They followed every lead, every tip, and every unanswered question, no matter what direction it led them in. They never compromised the integrity of the investigation.
Oh, is your husband into true
On several
crime?
occasions over the last few months after I was
Mine's not at all, really. You overhear things, you know what I mean?
Through hours and hours of their meticulous investigation.
That I'm watching and make comments, but he's not a fan like me.
Just a few weeks ago. For me, today is a good day.
Open too much air. Turn that down.
There's more work.
Go up a little bit.
However, this is an important and incredibly crucial step. And today is a good day for Suzanne.
That's better.
As far as I'm concerned, today is all about Suzanne. And it's about her family. And it's about all the individuals that knew her and loved her and cared about her.
Still not dry.
That's what this day is about. And it's a good day. Thank you.
So first and foremost, what I want to say is I think it's actually pretty poetic that this is happening.
Oh, he's
almost
not
exactly
Janet, but he
1
was
year
watching that.
after Suzanne went missing, and also anniversaries with Mother's Day. He is charged with first-degree murder, and it shows the offense date as the 10th, which is the day we know Suzanne went missing of 2020. Now, if we talk through the charges, of course, the main one is first degree. First degree means you need.
He hasn't been charged now. They had charged him when her body was still missing after she had gone missing. And then like a week before his trial, they dismissed the charges without prejudice, meaning that they could charge him in the future. So now that the remains have been found, they'll do an autopsy, see if a cause of death can be found, you know, manner of death. And then I bet they arrest him again.
Dismembered and burned the remains of the children. That is where they got the tampering with evidence charges. So it's
Hey,
possible
I'm too
that
saucy.
Suzanne could have been killed in the home.
What a cute name. I like it.
Further away.
So I'm waiting for my peel base to dry. We're going to be doing a dip powder mani, Halloween mani. It's going to be fun. All my nails are going to be black. And then I'm going to put, except on one of the black nails, I have this thermal flaky I want to try. So I'm going to put this on my ring finger over the black. And then on all nails, we're going to use the silver phalange stickers. I'm doing Manny for the month-end Manny Crush collab happening tomorrow. You pick a Manny that you liked throughout the month that you kind of were crushing on, and you recreate it and post on the last day of the month with the hashtag month-end Manny Crush. And that's on Instagram. Let me skip this ad.
Now there has been conversation that was he trying to influence?
Oh, that must be her.
A firefighter, any public official. We don't
Oh,
know
is
the
that her
details
husband?
about that.
Or
would
is that
imagine
the
that's something
boyfriend?
we also will find in the affidavit when it's unsealed and in the discovery. But if we think back to his alibi and the hotel, the pouring,
Okay.
the
Please
missing
be
tools,
dry.
the project that he had his crew
No.
coming up for, his scatterbrain behavior.
Seems like it's taking a long time to dry today, you guys. My peel base.
Since day one. We already know that Barry is in custody.
But it shouldn't be bad, even though I have some green acrylic.
Apparently keep adding up weekly.
I'm going to be putting black on these nails, right?
Old Barry's docket. So we start with count 1, murder in the first
So.
degree. Count 2, this is a new one, tampering with a deceased human body. Now, before we saw that conversation about tampering with evidence, and now there is a clarification of tampering with a deceased human body. And we'll get to more on that in just a minute here. Tampering with physical
Wait, did they
evidence,
charge him
possession
again?
of a dangerous weapon. This is a new charge, too, that we haven't seen. What weapon, we don't know. And
Oh.
then attempt to influence a public servant.
Did
which
they just
is
charge him
new
already?
from the original charges, and we still haven't gotten any sort of
Do you know,
clarification
Janet?
as to what the
It's
particular
making it
details
sound
are
like
with
he's
that
been
charge.
charged.
But I do want to go in here and break down some of these charges for you just so that you have a better understanding of what this all means. So we start with murder in the first degree. And it says between and including May 9th, 2020 and May 10th, 2020,
Okay.
which is, we know, when Suzanne went missing, Barry Lee Morphew unlawfully, feloniously, after deliberation and with the intent to cause death of a person
Oh, I
other
got
than
that
himself,
green.
caused the death of Suzanne Morphew.
Yay.
Because it is saying here to outline that they already know he did cause the death of his wife, Suzanne Morphew, which I don't think there was a ton of question in our mind.
Oh, he has been. That was quick. Because this morning I was watching and he hadn't been. I watched Court TV, Vinnie Politan, closing arguments. It comes out at night, but I watched it like early this morning and they charged. Good.
Between and including May
I'm
9th,
sure the daughters still think he's innocent.
Barry Lee Morphew, believing that an official proceeding was pending, in progress, or about to be instituted, and acting without legal right or authority, unlawfully and
That's crazy.
feloniously, willingly destroyed mutilated, concealed, removed, or altered a human body, part of a human body, or human remains with
I need a
intent to
fan.
impair its or their appearance or availability in the official proceedings, and shows the section in which it's violated. Now, this is very interesting, and this brings me right back to the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell case, because we know that they had tampering with evidence, and they did.
I don't know if that even helps.
dismember the bodies of those two children. And so here, what's very interesting to note is that he could have mutilated, destroyed, concealed.
So let me show you the dips that
Now, this leads me to believe
Fran
that
picked.
possibly he did use that bobcat,
She
which
picked
we talked
Koi,
about, going
and
into
she
something
picked
tampering with physical evidence,
Citrine
including
Druzy, both from the Lexi Nail Fall release. And so her thumb, pinky, and ring were with Koi. And then her middle and index were vertical ombres. So it was like red, gold on one nail, and then gold red on the other. But it was pouring, so I didn't even take any pictures. I told her to take some when she got home and send them to me. So this is how I prepped her nails. I buffed them, dehydrated them. I did not put any primer on. That was it. Well, I pushed back her cuticles. I should say all that first. I used cuticle remover. I used my tool, then I used cuticle softener remover. Then alcohol. Then I buffed, dusted it off with the dip base. Do you think that was the right prep?
Public servants by means of deceit, with the intent thereby to alter or affect the public servant's
Hi,
decision,
Brandis.
vote, opinion, or action concerning a matter which was to be considered or performed by the public servant or the agency or body of which the public servant was a member.
Oh, and Nails Truly, your live is going to be tomorrow at 1 Pacific.
And during these hearings, we hear
So for my time. Okay.
We hear about an affair that Suzanne's
I should be home. It's supposed to rain. I want to go apple picking. Sunday's supposed to be nice, but not tomorrow.
And now we're moving into
It's like today was lousy.
We've also seen the affidavits and certain details of testimony released. So we start with, of course, we know that one of the biggest pieces of evidence within this investigation and the theory that was being pushed by Barry was that she went biking that morning, that there was the accident, there was the bobcat theory, all of these different things. So it comes out, and this is all testimony.
Oh, yeah, I knew Lift Your Spirits because Tara said she was doing a Lift Your Spirits Manny. And you said nice, Tara, so I was able to put it together.
Now, what's really interesting is the bike helmet was found 8.5 miles from the bike 5 days later.
We were just talking about the Suzanne Morphew case.
More interesting that I found
The woman out of Colorado who's been missing 3 years and her remains were just found. Her husband was, they charged the husband.
Just gonna kind of go through what's been reported.
Watching a crime show, going over everything that's happened.
Inside the Range Rover. So I'm curious.
I'm just waiting for my peel base to dry. It's taking forever. I'm doing the phalanges, Manny. Michelle's, for the month end Manny Crush. I'm going to use blackjack on all nails. Then I have this thermal. So it's supposed to be a thermal plate. So we're going to use that on my ring finger. I'm going to put it on my ring finger and then the silver stickers on the nails. Hopefully it works out.
So that didn't strike me as weird, but what does strike me as weird is the fact that the helmet was.
Right now, during Jeep Adventure Days, get this month's exclusive offer. Introducing the all-new Jeep.
I did see the video, but I didn't see the sticker on it. The Tower Loves the Dip part, right? Was it on there in that video?
Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x8, the most planet-friendly vehicle in its class, with a 470-mile combined driving range and 6,000 pounds of towing capacity.
So you're a little Lulu.
Tax credit. Find yours now.
Yeah, I didn't get liquids either this time.
Sunday.
I already submitted my pictures and everything, but the colors are really pretty. Do you like the colors? I didn't get liquids though either. I just got the 3 dips. I think we're good to start, guys. Okay, this is Blackjack. It's Cosmic Nails Black Solid. She is one of the most, if not the most underrated dip company out there, you guys. Not only are her dips unique, creative, and original, they're also very good quality and extremely affordably priced. It's like the best known secret in the dip world, Cosmic Nails.
He had told investigators originally that he left the house that morning around 5 a.m. So here's what I take from it with those timestamps. And again, this is
Did I get my discount code? Tower 10.
Truck door at 3:30 a.m. He then opens it again at 8 a.m. I think that he probably was driving somewhere.
You know, I think I'm just gonna lay flat because I used almost the whole jar to pour over.
Disclose evidence, whatever he was trying to do.
Oh, you just got yours yesterday? Yeah, I got mine days ago.
Bring stuff in, because if you look at that 5 a.m. marker too, when he said he left the house, if you bookend,
I'll send you after I'm done. You want me to send you pictures of mine? And don't forget, they want it on a white background, no watermark. I had to go back in and erase all my watermarks. Plus, they want pictures of single fingers of every solid dip, pictures with the product. A lot. But Irina's happy with me, so I guess I passed the test. But I had to submit my pictures 3 different times.
I've been calling Barry the Bobcat from day one. I felt like him pushing this Bobcat story as to the reason why Suzanne must have been harmed and disappeared was just kind of in line with him actually.
What I've noticed about this dip is that there's like no staining, so that's really good.
However, what's interesting is that according to page 41 in the arrest affidavit, Barry Morphy's Bobcat doesn't appear to be connected to her disappearance. Possibly the cover-up, I don't know, to be determined, but it does say that it doesn't appear to be connected to her disappearance. And now if we speak about Suzanne's Range Rover, another piece of interesting evidence, and this kind of starts to tie in.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I didn't say the same thing, but I thought the same thing. She said that they won't post pictures with watermarks, but they'll use them and always give you credit, of course.
It was from an unknown man, but they didn't elaborate on who that individual.
And they all have to be on white backgrounds. So I had to go in and change them all to white backgrounds, and I submitted them. Then they said about the watermarks, so then I had to go back in and do that.
There was an unknown man's DNA on the glove box.
Oh, and they want a review from you about what you think of the collection.
It's just very, very odd. Also, no human.
So I thought it was kind of a lot for 3 dips, you know.
Products that were proved to have belonged to Suzanne. Here. This is probably,
but I do really like the
the
dips.
best little snippet of information that I've seen so far come out of this prelim hearing that is really good for Barry's defense, because it's saying that not only does his Bobcat not appear to be connected to the disappearance, but the DNA that was found inside Suzanne's Range Rover belonged to a man that ruled Barry out, who has a record. Now, that works for his defense, and that has, again, reasonable doubt all over it, in my opinion. Now, as we kind of get to a little bit, start to learn more about Suzanne's life, FBI agent Harris revealed that there were many text messages exchanged between Suzanne and her best friend, Sheila Oliver. And they have been friends now for over 30 years. They met at Purdue, I believe. And it was asked, okay, what was the state of Barry and Suzanne's marriage? What was it like? Because their text message exchange revealed quite a bit of trouble in the marriage. Suzanne had said he, meaning Barry, is unstable, and other text messages implied that Barry would turn the daughters against her. So clearly there was a little bit of turmoil.
These are looking good.
definitely
I
some
haven't freshed off
inconsistencies,
yet, but
and she
from
was
what I can
fighting
tell,
her
they
best
look
friend of
good.
30 years. So Sheila was contacted by Mallory, Suzanne's daughter, a few days after Suzanne went missing. And when the investigator heard from Barry that the night before she went missing, they had that perfect night, they got the sandwiches, they were downtown, Sheila had told investigators that Suzanne and Barry hadn't had a perfect night in over a year and a half. Now, I found that very telling because
Looks good.
in the beginning, when all of this first surfaced, Barry was very much.
So what are you doing at the
She's
roofing
amazing,
shop,
this and that. We had
Janet?
spring
Hanging
break
out?
date night the night before, and
Doing
everybody's
work?
like,
Do you help with the
"You
bookkeeping
still
or
haven't posted
anything?
the information together." Like, well, then why would you do this? Why would you say this? So the fact that here, her best
I'd be
friend
going
Barry
down
also
being like,
says,
honey, I need
"No,
money.
she confided in me about her concerns with the marriage and how
I
Barry
need
was
nail
asking if they hadn't
supplies.
had a perfect night in over a year and a half. Like, what are you talking about? That coincidentally, the night before
Look at
she
this, no
disappeared, they had the most
staining.
perfect night together. I don't think so. So I found that interesting. He goes on to read the prosecution's theory from page 129 in the arrest warrant affidavit.
Okay, we're going to go back through. We're going to do a second layer, but the coverage is excellent.
Report on his truck from 2:47 p.m.
Hi,
the day before,
Stephanie.
9th, which is the day they had that amazing date night, until 5.
No watermarks. What, Tara? They what?
List properties with Realtor.com than any other
I
site.
can't tell what it says because there's a heart in the way.
It's the #1 app real estate professionals trust. Download the Realtor.com.
No watermarks equal what, Tara? They what
Homemade
pictures?
versus mixed mains,
If
size,
anybody's not sure what we're talking about, we're talking about Nail Boo.
$425, just
They sent us some product to do some PR for them,
homemade $425.
and I was just discussing what they wanted from us, and one of the things is no watermarks on our photos. You know, our handle with our name that says it's our picture.
That Suzanne was actually alive.
Oh, they
on
own the
2:47
pictures.
On Saturday, May 20th.
Oh.
Now, one of the biggest bombshells that came out of the hearing was the spy pen, and we heard all about the spy pen.
Well, I don't care if they use them like in ads. Like Fairy Glamour uses my stuff in ads. I don't mind that.
It was revealed that Suzanne bought that spy pen.
Revel uses my stuff. I don't mind that, you know.
They didn't find any evidence that Barry was in an affair, which
I take it as a compliment.
that little like snippet I was telling you about, that of all those pieces that work for his defense and reasonable doubt, but then we start to negate it in just a minute here, and I'll tell you why. So they didn't find any evidence of him having an affair, but instead they found out that Suzanne was in a 2-year affair. Now she and her lover had only met for 6 times.
Okay, so we're just going through. I'm laying flat to do dip number 2 of Blackjack from Cosmic Nails. And then we're really going to get into the fun stuff. I'm super excited to try these thermal flakies out.
I think it also illustrates possible motive as to why he could be involved in her disappearance. And
Do you guys think I should go with the green thermal flaky or the blue and purple one? Maybe the green one would be better because it's more like Halloween-y. Halloween-y, is that a word?
Friends and knew what was going on, and they didn't come forward. So they had met up the 6th time, twice in Indiana, and it said that Suzanne did not tell a single soul about this affair, and Jeff didn't even come forward
There we
to
go.
law enforcement. They ended up finding
So I'm
out
just
in
going to give
November,
this
tracked
powder a
him down,
little
and
shake
spoke
so
to
there's
him
a pile in the
2020.
corner
And then
that I
on
can
slide
lay
page,
my
it did capture
finger
another
into
photo that was
without
interesting, and it says
hitting
that
the
it starts
bottom
out as
and
drunk.
smushing the dip.
And it says Suzanne was arguing with Barry about money. Suzanne was also very angry about what she can and cannot wear. Now, this was according to, I believe, FBI agent Harris. Now, this statement stuck with me because now it starts kind of, for me at least, paint a picture for motive. She is arguing with Barry about money, arguing and angry about what she apparently is and is not allowed to wear. Coupled with a possible affair that he learned about, could absolutely.
I'm going to have to find out. Mallory's not here for me to ask, but I know Mallory said she doesn't do a video unless she gets paid, unless it's a company she ambassador for. So, and she did the Nail Boo one. So I'm guessing she got paid.
Who knows if that erupted into something, of course, much larger. special agent,
But she's
special
also
agent
making a
from
video
Harris
and putting out a
He says
video.
that
I'm not.
Suzanne was starting to become more and more.
I might put out a reel, but it's just going to be a
increasingly
reel
so.
of
She also
photos.
says that she had stated she was waiting until her youngest daughter was out of the house. She thought that Barry was holding money and their daughters over her head to keep control. And as we go through this, you'll see it really begins to illustrate a picture that not only were they in an unhappy marriage, or she was in an unhappy marriage, but
That's
she
good.
was, I don't know if I want to use the word scared of him, but she definitely, there was an element of fear in the sense
Okay,
that
so
he was
2
holding
dips is
several things over her
plenty
head,
of
such as the
blackjack.
relationship she had with her daughters, money, a lot of religious things as well. Several things which
I'm going to have to look more into this
any sort of
because I feel
relationship
like
that,
some
or friendship
companies are
like that, or
taking
have a family
advantage
member
of
like that,
me.
you
You know what
really
I
make you
mean?
feel cornered and like there's no way out. As we start going into the text messages that her best friend Sheila received from her, and
Look at that.
best friend again of over
There's a
30 years, I'm gonna read a
little
few of them to just kind of again clearly paint this picture for you.
bit of black up on my
First it
knuckles,
said,
but not
I live
much.
in a shack right now. I'm sure
I'm going to use my Cosmic Nails Ultra Clear to encapsulate 1 layer of clear.
Said, I don't know. I just wish he would get
This
fed up
will
with me and
protect
get out of this marriage. Again,
my
going
dip
back
powder
to
from
elements of
filing. It will
control
add an
and
extra length of,
religious
an
wanting to have,
extra
you know, complete control of the
layer of
situation. According to
strength.
Special Agent Harris,
And it will
Suzanne
also
Sheila that she wanted
protect
to leave Barry before
my
responding
other
to her
brushes
message,
from
such
staining
as,
black.
how would you pay for things like your medical bills for cancer? Again, going back and holding money over her head. Suzanne had communicated with Sheila that she was completely done with their marriage, and that was just around this time when all of this had happened, and even some of the months leading up to it. So Agent Harris also mentioned that Sheila told him back in 2018.
I think this man needs gonna go pretty quick. Everything's
to his head,
very
that's what
straightforward.
she wanted. Not only a level of controlling behavior, so holding money over her head, controlling what she wears, holding the girls over her head, but now flipping it around, and I don't know if gaslighting is the correct term, possibly, but basically then pinning her in a closet, putting the gun to his own head, being like, is this what you want? Get another text message from Suzanne. She tells Sheila it's Jekyll and Hyde
So
again.
these are dip liquids that I'm using. This is dip base.
Feel like I'm crazy. I just had a
It's like a resin system, so kind of similar to like a super glue thing. You put the sticky base down on your nail, you dip into the powder sticks on the nail. You give it a few seconds and then you can brush it off and the powder is dry. It's super cool, totally doable at home. That's what I do, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I think it's something anybody could do.
So again, holding religion over her head, finances over her head,
and you don't even have to know how to paint your nails with nail polish to dip. It's because it's 2 totally different things. I can't paint my nails for crap, you know.
I'm so torn, but in my heart, I know who he is. And I told him I'm done. I need peace. He senses she's pulling away. She's been very vocal that she's pulling away. He's trying to hold on to her with any means necessary, holding religion over her head, finances over her head, the children over her head, guilting her.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. I know, and that's fine with me, Tara. I'm just wondering about maybe in the future, you know.
I started talking about her relationship with Jeff. Anne at first had reached out to Jeff on Facebook. She then suggested using Voxer to communicate.
Okay, so now that we have clear over all the nails, the next step is to activate.
They used several different methods to communicate.
So activator is a thin, clear but not odorless liquid that you're going to put over your nails until the liquid is soaked through the layers. And then you want to let them sit for a couple minutes just to harden. 2 minutes is usually what is required.
And so she says that she didn't want to be worried and have to deal with Barry's reaction if he saw that the spy pen
Okay.
came to her house. So she said, wait until the trip that where I
So
go to
this is
Florida,
what they
give it to me
are
then."
looking
But
like.
Suzanne never
Not
told
bad
Sheila that she was
considering
taking
it's
care of
black.
them, and that's according to Sheila. And the spy pen
It's looking
wasn't
pretty good.
found until June 2nd.
I'm
several
happy
weeks
so
after
far
she was
with it.
reported missing, and it was found in Suzanne's closet. On that pen, they learned about Jeff from a conversation that was recorded from back in February 2020, a few months before her disappearance. But at that time, they didn't know who Jeff was. And when they found it, there were 11 deleted files and 11 saved files. Now, the FBI agent Ken Harris believes the files were deleted by Suzanne, and he was able to recover 2 of the files that had been deleted. And then 2 other files he said he couldn't remember, and he couldn't
See,
recall what was
clean
on
up a
them.
little bit.
So, as we know, their relationship, whatever it was, went on for approximately 2 years. And on November 26, 2018, so well before she disappeared, there were 7 calls between Suzanne and Jeff that totaled to 4 hours in total. The next day, she checked Sheila saying that she had a tough talk with Barry, but she still hadn't mentioned to Sheila this new relationship.
Grabbing all the
Jeff,
different tools that we may
I don't think it's
need.
that out of the normal. I think because we know that she didn't tell anybody about this relationship with Jeff, but she did say that she had a tough talk with Barry. So I wonder again if this was around the time and when she started laying the groundwork for her unhappiness and potentially leaving him. According to Barry's attorney, Iris,
I'm not
Eisen,
even sure it's
if I'm
been
saying
2
that right,
minutes
Jeff
yet.
and Suzanne spoke 26 times between
We'll see.
January 4th and January 11th of 2019. And when they were looking at phone records to confirm, he said that it was 19, but he needed to reread it and that he didn't have the exact data, but it was approximately 26 times within that week, the first week of January 2019, 1 year ahead of when Suzanne went missing. So clearly this relationship was beginning, whatever the context was of this relationship, whether it was a friendship, a physical affair, whatever it was beginning to
Because these nails were already pre-shaped, right? There's not a lot to do, especially because we're working with a solid dip. It's not like we got a chunky glitter, you know, where our nails are thick and bumpy or anything.
Speaking with Suzanne and told her older brothers and uncles. Now remember, he's married and has 6 children. She had used her dad's phone to order pizza and then she discovered the messages from Suzanne. So Suzanne and Jeff paused their relationship for a while, but then they began communicating again Christmas 2019. Now, the dates and the timestamps aren't 100% clear here. It was sometime between mid to end January of 2019 and December of 2019, almost a full year, in which the daughter.
I love that Cosmic Nails BBB, the one that actually drops tonight, 7 p.m. Central Time. It's the Manny I posted yesterday. It's pink and black, and it comes with some female clay pieces that are super cute. They're also pink and black. That you can embed into your Manny. And the BBBs are only $8, you guys. And this one is a dip and wrap combo. So be sure to check out my post from yesterday if you're interested in that.
Suzanne had planned a trip to New Orleans in February and asked Jeff if he would like to meet her there. And she said to him, maybe we are in the clear for Valentine's Day. Barry won't be around then. And this was heard on one of the recordings. And he says to her, you are the sweetest thing. She says to him, you are the sweetest thing I've ever known. Was just enthralled with this man apparently, and we'll talk more about that because they actually do talk about marriage together, and we're gonna get there in just a minute.
She tells him
she cannot live her life without
stiletto,
him.
please.
And Jeff allegedly left a message to Suzanne, also saying, "Baby, you are a sweetheart. This boy craves you. Everything about you." Special Agent Harry said that Suzanne and Jeff were calling each other soulmates and were talking like lovers. And Barry's attorney asked if they had sent nude photos to one another. And
So I won't be able to use my pictures without permission? Is that what you're saying?
According to FBI Agent Harris, it was Jeff that got Suzanne into mountain biking as well as drinking IPA. And he just again reiterated that they talk like lovers do. Clearly a relationship, exchanging nudes, so it's not just platonic, saying, how obsessed they are with each other and how they want each other in their lives. And this was in those months right before her disappearance. And what I find pretty interesting too is that the FBI agent testifies that Jeff is the one who got Suzanne into mountain biking. Jeff and Suzanne would also message each other on LinkedIn, like I mentioned. And Jeff said on May 6th, just a couple of days before Suzanne's disappearance, I know these next few days we're going to also sent pictures to each other. So that message is pretty loaded to me at least. And tell me what you think. Because that is 4 days before Suzanne goes missing. And he says, I know these next few days we're going
Okay, I
to
do
be
have
rough.
some black up
Was
around my
Suzanne planning on
cuticles.
leaving
We'll
Barry?
have
Was
to
she
use
planning
a
on telling him?
gritty
He's
file.
saying as a precursor,
Get that off
hey, I
our
know the
skin,
next couple of days
off
are gonna
my
suck and
skin.
it's going to be hard. And they were sending pictures. So I'm curious as to, is that a prelude to what was about to come? 2 days before Suzanne was reported missing, she and Jeff
Hey, did you
also
get any
texted
new moon
romantically
dust
again.
tips,
And on the
Brandis?
morning of May 9th,
I
the
got
day before she
some.
disappeared,
They came. I haven't even looked at them yet,
could be the
though.
day she did disappear. It was the day before she was reported missing. She texted, we need to be husband and wife. And he had also said earlier in those messages, you look great in biking gear. You need to be my wife. And then on Friday, May 9th, she says, we need to be husband
I
and
didn't
wife.
realize
He
that,
responded,
Tara.
he's like, sorry, my gang is home. And the text stopped. And that was the last communication. And that was at 2:11 on May 9th. And that was via LinkedIn. Now, I just want to throw out that it's a pretty hefty coincidence, in my opinion, that she's texting her lover on the side, who she's now had a 2-year-long exchange with and rapport with, that we need to be married, and he's exchanging similar sentiments. And within hours, she goes missing. As I mentioned, that last exchange was via LinkedIn. And according to Ken Harris, the FBI agent, Suzanne wanted to be married to Jeff. Jeff got rid of his LinkedIn account. He learned of Suzanne's disappearance on May 12th when somebody sent him a link. Barry's attorney says Suzanne's secret spy pen led investigators to Suzanne's secret affair. And it was reported that this remark was sent kind of in a snide way, as though it somehow damages her. Like, oh, her secret spy pen that she was going to use against Barry actually led us to her secret life and her secret affair. But in reality, it may be the very thing that proves it.
All right, let's see.
So it's great that they found
Just
it.
black
because
off my
at least
skin.
now we're getting the whole picture, because Barry never came forward saying that Suzanne was having an affair, and it suggested that he knew about it. So had it not been for this spy pen, which Barry did not know about, would we even know that there was an affair that had taken place? Would we even know that there was a possible motive? Maybe not. So special agents flew to Michigan to interview Jeff when all of this was going down back and when they found out who he was in November of 2020. He hadn't come forward before the investigators found the spy pen, as I had mentioned.
Okay,
He
he's
claimed his phone
looking
had been
better.
destroyed shortly after Suzanne went missing. He deleted all of the secret accounts after she went missing on WhatsApp. Now, the deleting the secret accounts, I can get on board with. I get that. I wish that he had come forward and he spoke up about everything, but if the whole point was to protect his marriage and his children and all of that, I understand why he would delete WhatsApp, the messages, all that, to kind of wipe it clean. However, saying
Nick took
that his
the day off
phone
from
had been
work today.
destroyed shortly after she went missing doesn't sit right with me, guys. I don't know. Like, tell me what you guys think. I really want to know what you guys think, so throw it in the comments. I want to know what you make of all that. The fact that he didn't come forward to law enforcement, now his phone is magically destroyed. Suzanne also had deleted messages on WhatsApp as well. So again, it's no surprise. If you're cheating and you're secret messaging, you're probably, if you're smart at least, deleting as you go.
Okay.
In a recording of Jeff with the investigators, he
All right,
says
these
he doesn't
look
have the phone anymore. It's a
good.
company phone and has been
A
replaced.
little black up in
And they couldn't
here.
really hear the rest of the recording. It was said that there were some technical difficulties. They did say, though, that on May 10th, Jeff's phone was pinging off Michigan towers.
Okay.
FBI agent Harris was looking through the reports of the conversation with Jeff that investigators
I'm going
had, and Jeff
to
had mentioned
buff
that
really
Suzanne
quick.
told him that Barry had seen some of the messages and that they needed to switch communication apps. I find this interesting because this right here is the statement that would open the door to motive. Barry knowing about those messages. And
Dave now
it does make
smooth.
sense that he possibly did discover them, and with Suzanne saying she had to switch public communication methods because we know they had communicated through Voxer, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of these different things. So if you discovered one, time to move along to the next. Why fix it if it's broken? If it's broken, you gotta fix it and you gotta get a new one. And we know she did get one several times. He continues to say she was worried. What if Barry looks up records? He had no idea that we could talk to each other. So had he looked up records, he would automatically know that something was fishy. But then, in another piece of the testimony, Jeff says that he didn't believe Barry knew about him. And he says if he knew about me, he would have came after me. I just don't think that he knew Suzanne and I were together. So he's saying
All right, let's brush these off.
also then kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth because he's saying, but Suzanne told me he didn't know and that he did stumble across messages.
Use the ergo file. Did I miss any
I don't know
comments?
the extent of what was going on, but this right here, in my opinion at least, starts to open the door to motive. Investigators never found Suzanne's phone or the charger that she leaves plugged in next to her bed.
Yeah, that is
So
angry,
investigators had one
like,
backed up on iCloud as well as phone
infuriating,
records from the
right?
phone company. And Barry's attorney Iris asked if Suzanne had a SIM card, and FBI agent Harris.
I mean,
said
I don't
no.
care if they're going to use it in ads, but what's the big deal? Like, no other company asks us to take our watermarks off, you know, before they
So that
use
there
them in
wouldn't be a
ads,
motive. Because think about it, if he saw these messages, like she is saying that he did,
you
and he
know,
knew that she was having an affair, even if hypothetically the affair had already
like
ended,
Revel,
he would have told the
Rossi.
police about the affair when
They
Suzanne went
don't.
missing, so they could investigate Jeff as a possible suspect. But he wanted to keep that affair hidden for some reason. Why? I don't believe it was to protect his daughters, but I think it was to selfishly protect himself. Because if that affair was made public, motive would automatically be attached to this. And it's my belief at least, that he didn't want there to be a motive.
What
as
I'm
to why
using
he
right
was
now
involved.
is
So
called
he
the
had to wipe
ergo
clean
file.
any trace of
It's
that
an
affair.
ergonomic
He's pointing
glass
to saying that
file.
Stand former FBI agent John
Works
Hughes,
so
his work
good
is
at
no
filing
pieces.
a round
And
shape
they had asked
at
him to
your
interview it,
cuticle
right, because
here.
he has
You can
behavioral
see how I'm
analysis
doing it.
He,
Just rock it
has
back and
worked on so
forth.
many of these
Works
no-body
good
homicide
on
cases,
gel
so
and
he takes
acrylic
the stand.
nails.
And he says that he investigated Barry's cell phone, he analyzed it, and he was asked to find out where Barry was on May 9th and May 10th, where his whereabouts were. And we start to get a big timeline built for us just
Okay.
based on his truck data, and we're going to go into that in just a minute, but that's what he was initially asked for. He was then asked about the truck.
Can't believe they already arrested him. That was so quick.
625 pages in that report that needed to be analyzed. And this included things such as doors opening, closing, the trunk opening, brake lights being pushed. I mean, I had no idea. I knew about GPS and all that, but I had no
Alright.
idea that you could get all of this data from.
Okay, let's clean
software.
these off and then
It's
we'll put those
crazy.
flakes on. I'm gonna clean
So-
my nails with rubbing alcohol and a stiff stiff nail brush here.
Home around 11:30, and he had veggie soup with Suzanne. Now remember, this is the day before Suzanne was reported missing.
I like using a brush because it gets like in all the crevices
So he's at the jail on
around your
Friday, gets
cuticles
home around
and
11:30, they're eating
sidewalls
He allegedly then
to
left
get
the
all
bed
that
around
filing
1:30.
residue
He made a few phone
out
calls,
from
and then he
inside
checked out a
the,
job
you
site
know,
at
nail.
a local gym in Salida and returned home at
So
2:45.
this is what we got.
Now here's where things get interesting. When Barry Morton
The next thing I'm going to do is I want to open this. I'm going to put some gel base down and then we're going to use these flakes.
in the hearing, and it was her laying on her
I'm
stomach,
super
taking
excited to try them.
take selfies, and it recorded
I
it
hope
also
they
on
were
the
really
phone.
thermal and
Which
not
you can
like
imagine.
thermochromatic or something.
She
Hope I
then
didn't
tells Jeff to get on
misread it.
WhatsApp, and she messaged him that through LinkedIn. Now remember, they were talking on so many
Okay, I'm
different
going to
platforms. They
grab
were
the
talking through
Imoli.
Facebook,
This
on
is
the
a
phone,
totally new
LinkedIn,
formula, you
Voxer,
guys.
WhatsApp. So
it's
2:11 in the afternoon,
their
right before
Hema
Barry was
and
she
I think
messages him on LinkedIn, and
6
she
or
says, "Hey,
8
switch over, we
free
gotta
or
talk on
something like
WhatsApp."
that. But
Barry
they're also like
moving
vegan
around
front
the home during all
vegan
this,
and
Monday
they're not
Sunday,
tested
they
on
met.
animals.
He
But I have a
asked
Hema allergy and
what
these
he
do
was
not
doing
bother me.
outside,
So I'm
and
happy with
he
them.
responds,
So I'm going to put down a layer of dip base
He
on my
responds,
ring
"I
finger.
shoot chipmunks. I have shot 85 chipmunks."
Here we go. I'm going to cure for 30 seconds in my lamp.
The reason that stands out to me, if you are at all
Oh, I hit
familiar
my
with the
vape.
Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell case, one of the biggest pieces of evidence that they brought into the case was when Chad Daybell says he texts his wife and he says, "I just shot a raccoon out back." So when I first heard this, that's immediately where my mind went.
Rossi
Is,
messaged me
okay,
the other
Chipmunk
day
really
and asked if
like,
I
you know,
wanted to
a
get
cover
stuff from them
for
every
Suzanne,
month
just
and
like the
do a
raccoon was a
mani
cover for
each
Tylee
month
and the
with
kids.
it.
Like,
So I was
I
like,
think
yeah,
it started to think
definitely.
that was a very weird statement, especially to say I've shot 85 chipmunks. Like, good for you, Barry. Great, good. I don't, whatever. Agent
All right,
Griffin also mentions that.
Oh,
Electric
didn't I
dart
say I was going to
was
do
found in
green
the
instead,
dryer.
you guys?
He asked Barry about what gun he used for that shooting, and he said a 22.
Let's do the
Barry's phone
green.
was turned on to airplane mode, and his truck didn't move from that 2:44 period when he first got
Instead
home
of the
until
purple and
4:44.
blue. Green is kind of
2
more
hours.
Halloween-y, right?
Now,
This is like a
again,
green
another
blue,
piece
though.
of why that dart gun is important in a little bit when we circle back to the movie.
I will try it anyway.
Look at the truck data, but
So it's a very small container, but usually these flakes go a long way. I'm going to start with what's in the
at 4:44,
lid.
his truck door opens and closes. At 9:25 p.m., the gear shift goes from park to reverse and moves backwards in the driveway 95 feet at the Morphew home off Puma Path.
Okay.
At 10:17 on May 9th, his phone is taken off airplane mode, and it was at the house. At 3:25 a.m., several hours later, Barry's truck doors were open and closed again. The phone moved toward where the bike was found, according to the agent. Now, this is really interesting because Barry's phone appears to make a straight line to where the 225 intersects with 50, close to where Suzanne's bike was recovered. And they can't say that this is where his exact phone was moving, that he was with it, but it does seem very interesting, especially because, remember, when we first heard about how Suzanne had Find My iPhone on his phone to track his whereabouts and to see what he was up to, he would often turn airplane mode on to not be tracked. So the fact that he's turning airplane mode on and off,
I'm trying to get it all covered.
Is suspected to have disappeared is very telling in my opinion. It's because he doesn't want his whereabouts tracked. At 4:31 a.m. on May 10th, and this is the day that Suzanne again was reported missing, Barry's phone went into airplane mode again.
I don't really see any
His phone came back online as he headed towards
thermal
Springfield,
change, but depending on
Colorado.
the way the nail
Around
looks,
5:37
sometimes it's
a.m.
blue
is when
and
he started heading towards
sometimes
the point
it's
of this story.
green.
It's my belief that within these hours, when
But
the
I'm
airplane
obsessed
mode
with
was
these
going on and
types of
off is when
flakies.
he
You will
was
catch me using
executing
them
his
as often
fraud
as I
was.
can.
And
these
then
are the
think
new
once he
ones
gets
I
to the
love.
hotel, which we're going to get to in a minute here, as we start seeing what the timestamps were and what his activity was that day, I think that was where the
Patty's not
started.
here, huh?
So he
She's
starts
all
heading
right.
to
I texted her too.
Colorado,
So
and
it's
at
weird.
5:37 a.m. he's heading towards Buena Vista. Then he texts his mother that morning and says, "Happy Mother's Day," before texting Suzanne at 6:10 a.m. with "You up? Happy Mother's Day. I love you," which we have heard in previous testimony in the
Okay.
past. At 8:10 a.m. he stopped at a bus stop in Broomfield off Highway 36. Now, what's interesting about this little detour stop at the bus stop?
Now, I gotta
was
put
a
those
trash
stickers on. I'm
And
just worried if I have to
I don't know
move
if any
them.
of you have followed the Jennifer Dulos case.
I mean, I have dip base on this now, but I don't want to
Very
top
much
coat it
aligns
until
with what
afterwards.
her
So let's
history has
grab
been
some
focused on, making
tweezers.
all of these different pit stops along the way to throw away garbage and dispose things in different locations. In my opinion, to destroy evidence.
And I'm going to
So this is
use
the
the
first one.
medium
He stops at that bus stop
phalanges
and
here.
disposes
So
of
let's do the
trash.
ring finger
So
first.
he opens the truck passenger and driver's door, and according to data, it took him only 2 minutes to throw something away. It was just a few feet away from his truck. They pulled up a Google image of the bus stop in Broomfield to show that location. Then, when Barry first arrives at the hotel, he goes on another trash run. So he's now, which if you're just trying to throw away trash, regardless what it is, whether it's food, whatever's in your car, you're not making stops along the way. If you're going to a hotel for a job site or for whatever it is, You're going to get there and you're going to take all the trash out and you're going to throw it away. There's no need to stop along the way, in my opinion, at least. So he goes
All right.
to the hotel and he does his second trash run. And he says that he doesn't remember what he threw away. And there's unfortunately no video to be collected for that particular trash run on the south side of the hotel. So at 8:25 a.m., he walked into the
Hard to
hotel
put
and
these
went to his
down.
room and checked in at 8:38 a.m. It looks as though through video that Barry had something in his hand, something small, and Agent Grusing said he couldn't tell what it exactly was. However, Barry's next move was carrying multiple items to his room, including hiking boots, a teal-covered piece of clothing, a darker
Alright.
black piece of clothing, and a light blue bag. At 8:40, call her. He just sent her the text. At that point now, it's 8:41 a.m. He stays in his room for an hour. He's not wearing a long sleeve shirt. He's wearing a black V-neck t-shirt. He has a trash bag and those hiking boots that he brought in. Now, Barry said that there were holes in the boots, but that the laces were good. So
These are really
his plan
hard to
was he
press
wanted
down
take
because they're
them
so
to the room,
tiny.
remove the laces. Hotel surveillance are shown during the hearing, but again, why are you throwing away boots? Like, your laces are good, so you're going to keep your laces, but you're going to throw away the boots. Not unless there's evidence on them, in my opinion. A few minutes later at 9:12 a.m.
One
that's
side has
around
green on
9:38,
it.
So at
Hold
9:12,
on.
just what is that? 40 minutes later,
Go.
he goes on a third trash run. He leaves the
Oh, there
hotel
it is. All right.
and goes up and around the work site. He never parks, but he goes to the McDonald's in Broomfield. He throws items away here at this McDonald's. He is seen pushing
Okay.
trash down into the trash can with both hands, according to surveillance videos. Going back to the Jennifer Dulos case, you are scattering evidence. You've got the bus stop, you've got the hotel, now you've got this McDonald's. Why are you throwing trash away at all of these different locations? And something that wasn't mentioned in the hearing, but I would be really curious to know, did he go inside the McDonald's? Did he buy anything to eat? Is there a receipt for that or anything on his credit card statement? Or did he truly just go to this McDonald's because it was another location in which he could dispose of potential evidence? As though that's not enough, we have 2 more trash runs coming up, guys.
All right. I'm going to
So,
top coat
Agent
this
Grusing
real
asked
quick.
Barry what he threw away at the McDonald's. He again says that he can't remember. But then
Might be
his
super
tracking, he went to a car
shiny,
wash
but
into a men's warehouse parking lot.
hopefully it'll be okay.
Now, why are you going to a McDonald's, to a car wash, to a men's warehouse
I'm going to
parking
use
lot?
gel top coat for
If
this.
You're there to visit a job site and to work, which remember, before this, that was the story all along, that he went to prepare this job site. He got the call. He was caught off guard. He left. He had his 2 workers come finish the job site. Why are you doing everything but going to the job site? Which he does go to the
Okay,
job site.
sure that.
In just a second, for 11 minutes only.
And then I think I'm going to put
Hang
these
on to
stickers
where-
on,
So
but
he
I'm
spent most of his
worried
time
the
at the
activator
warehouse parking lot. It was about 40 minutes, and this is trash run
is
number 4.
going
There's
to
a job opens and closes, and this is again in Broomfield, but one more location to add
take
to
the
list
silver off,
for
so I think I
disposing
should
of
use gel.
trash. Then FBI has video of Barry that he had thrown away that tranquilizer material. Now remember, they found that cap for the tranquilizer in the dryer. So the only thing that he would tell investigators is that he threw it away. There isn't a lot of detail around this,
Dominic's
but
one.
if it wasn't
Exit it out
a
again.
piece of evidence directly tied back to Suzanne,
Go
why
back
would he need
into
to
it.
go to such lengths to discard it? To discard of it where the dark cap was already at home, why wouldn't everything just be together? Still shady in the fact that you're going to these lengths to dispose of it, which makes me believe that it is absolutely evidence that is tied to her disappearance.
Come on.
So Barry returns back to the hotel and he has his large notebook with papers that are super messy, like the insurance paperwork and all that stuff. And then he left the hotel again 20 minutes later with the notebook in hand, and the papers were nice and neat. He also had changed clothes and changed shirts and put on a gray t-shirt. At this point, Gary goes to the Broomfield wall and
Trying to
he
get
did
all
11 to
messages here.
15 minutes of work. He removed
Phone's
blocks from
going
the
so
retaining
slow.
wall, and this job was for Garrett Construction. The company told Agent Grusing that the job would need a bobcat, but he wasn't there to work.
There we go.
I mean, in my opinion, I don't think he was there to work. He was there to destroy evidence because he only went to this job site for 11 to 15 minutes. You're doing everything else
Hello,
around town
Petrovic.
except doing what you went there to do. Because even though this is
Doing
early
a
on in the day,
Halloween
after
Manny.
that, back to his hotel, and he
So I'm going to
sits in
put
his
some
room
gel
and doesn't
base
leave
down
his
on my
hotel
other nails, you guys, before we
He
place the
doesn't leave his hotel
stickers.
room. So I think it's, again, and it's just my
some of
opinion,
that green
that
foam on
he
this
wasn't
now. We
sure
gotta get it
he
off.
was there to
Okay.
destroy evidence and potentially create his own alibi. At 12:06 p.m., Barry calls his daughter Mallory, and at 3:30 he texts Suzanne to call him. And at 5:15 he gets that call from Mr. Ritter. So really quickly, to circle back to the afternoon, at 12:27 p.m., Barry was seen on hotel surveillance moving 2 bags to a dumpster. 2 bags, throwing away a bag that you can see a camo coat and a tree container. And why are you throwing away so much trash when you're going to a job? When you're going to a job site and you haven't even done any work on that job site to where you could possibly even have trash to throw away, why
It's
are you throwing
looking
away so
good.
much trash? And why are you throwing it away in so many different locations? And how do you not remember what you threw away? If it was so important to stop and throw things away, how do you not remember when
I do have a
investigators
couple
asked you what it
flakes that
was
are
you
getting
threw
on my
away?
nails.
How
I'm
do you
gonna
not
have to
remember
make sure to
He is then seen walking with his hands in his pockets, with his head down as he walks away from the dumpster. My opinion with that is he probably didn't want to be caught on
Yeah,
camera.
he's
but
fine.
That's just me
Alright,
speculating.
it's fine.
At 12:42 p.m. until 5:55 p.m., as I mentioned, he does not leave his hotel room in Broomfield. Now, this doesn't match the statements that he gave.
So these stickers
investigators early in
and
May.
this
Remember,
black
he said
dip
he had been
are both
working at that
from
mall, the
Cosmic
job site,
Nails,
and
cosmicnails.com.
he was in his hotel room for 5 hours doing what he later says.
And you
watching
can
the news
save there with
basketball
my
game.
code
And because he didn't leave his
Tara10.
room from 12 to almost 6, the story of like, could he have gone to the pool and that's what the chlorine was? Could this, like, I imagine the cleanup had to have happened earlier on.
Okay.
And as he was making all of these
Let's
little
cure
dumpster
these,
runs.
and
So
then we'll
by
put the
55
stickers on, and then we'll
his
talk
shirts again
the
as he left the hotel
phalanges.
room. And Agent Grusing said Barry
If I was wearing medium stilettos instead of shorts, I bet I could have fit the longer ones
but
on.
the story had changed according to the agent because remember early in May he had said that he
So
worked at
happy
the job
Friday,
site, and then later
everybody.
he had
It's
amended his story to say he
almost
was watching
Friday
TV
evening. It's
hotel. So
almost
after
5 p.m. here.
multiple trips in and out of
I'm
the hotel, he was
thinking
bringing in the tools,
what
which we know
takeout
he was
I'm gonna
bringing
get
everything
tonight.
in to set up the workers that were supposed to come and complete the work at the job site. He also asked the front desk
Maybe some
receptionist if it would be okay to
fried
leave that
pork
for his workers
dumplings
who were
from
coming
the
in with their
Chinese
hands on
restaurant.
tools.
So
Okay,
yummy.
so after all of this evidence came out, it wasn't looking very good for Barry. Yet
Okay.
he was still proclaiming his innocence, and his daughters were still standing behind him. Then in April of 2022, a judge agreed to dismiss all of the charges against Barry Morphew without prejudice. And this was done just 9 days before he was scheduled to stand trial for first-degree murder of his wife and the mother of their 2 daughters, Suzanne Morphew. It was mentioned that prosecutors who can refile
They do
charges in the
kind of
future
slide
filed this
around,
motion
so you gotta
to
be
dismiss the
careful.
indictment minutes before a pretrial conference that was scheduled on April 19th, 2022, with DA Linda Stanley writing that they needed to investigate further
Okay.
and believe that they are close to discovering the victim's body. She also included that several key expert witnesses initially endorsed. Without this crucial evidence and without the victim's body, the people cannot move forward at this time in good faith. So a lot of
Yes.
people, when this happened,
Why?
were kind of torn because they were questioning, do they really not have enough evidence against Barry?
What's his
Is
name?
it that they really do need the body in order to make this a slam
MacGyver?
dunk because they don't want to take any risks of
Magaziner?
him possibly
From Rhode
getting
Island?
a mistrial or having a hung jury, having a jury that finds him not guilty. So they wanted to play their cards right.
Literally, his
And
name
they
is
were
spelled like
waiting for the
magazine. It's
body to be found,
magazine with
which
an
we now
R.
know
Yeah.
it has been found.
That name sounds
So about a year
familiar.
after the case was
Congress?
dismissed, Barry Morphew filed a
You don't have
civil
two
rights
Congress,
lawsuit in May of
No.
2023. The lawsuit was against Chaffee County
Is he running
prosecutors,
up against Reed?
Colorado
That would be
Bureau of
cool.
Investigation
Not even
employees,
I don't know what
and
this is.
FBI employees.
Maybe
This is
it's like
coming
state.
literally about a year after the charges against him were dropped. The lawsuit claims that the defendants
The
engaged
sticker
in
won't come off.
actions including malicious prosecution and unlawful detention,
Finally.
fabrication of evidence, conspiracy, unlawful retention of property, reckless investigation, and failure to supervise and train. In this lawsuit, it reads in part,
Okay.
as a result of the defendant's conduct, Barry was charged, arrested, and prosecuted, and his property seized for a crime that he did not commit. As a result of the defendant's conduct,
So we
Barry
got those
spent 5
ones
months in
done.
jail,
I'm gonna move on
approximately
to the
6 more
next.
months wearing a GPS ankle monitor with severe restrictions on his movement, and almost a year defending against the criminal charges. It also read, to this date, Barry's property remains in the CCSD's possession. Barry's name and reputation has been tarnished in Colorado and all around the country. The lawsuit also says that Barry suffered a loss of familial association with his 2 daughters and great economic losses. including the loss of his home, business, savings, and much more.
Sorry, I know
So
this
now
is
after
just
the
like
trial,
kind of
several
quiet
weeks
and a
things
little
have
bit
been
repetitive. We're
relatively
just putting
up
stickers.
until now. Because as we just heard this week, authorities recovered Suzanne's remains on September 22nd during a search in the area of Moffett, Colorado, which is about 45 miles from her home west of Salida in Chaffee County, where she was initially reported
Okay.
as missing. The El Paso County coroner identified the remains
Now
as
we need the
Suzanne
fingertip
Warfield.
part.
Newsweek is also reporting that her remains were found in a shallow grave. In a statement made by Barry's lawyer, he says that Barry is currently with his two daughters and that they had faith that their wife and mom would walk back into their lives again, and that this news is absolutely heartbreaking. He goes on to say that Barry is just in absolute shock. And if you remember early on, one of the
He's in
things Barry was
shock.
trying
Yeah,
to
that her
say in
body was
regards to
found,
his innocence
maybe.
is that he thinks that Suzanne just up and left the kids, had a new lover, left him, and everybody was kind of saying, no, her priority was the children. She would never just leave and abandon them. He was almost kind of trying to position it as a Gone Girl situation, like she plotted this whole thing. So now it doesn't surprise me that he's doubling down on that, saying,
All right, I kind of want to top coat these and just cure them so I don't
I get it.
bump them and move them.
Do I believe it? That's a different story. I'm curious to know if you guys believe Barry is innocent of all of these charges now that you've heard everything start to finish, or if you think that he had something to do with it. Those charges have not been refiled as of yet, so it is going to be very interesting to see what comes in the next few days, weeks, and I will definitely be keeping you updated. But until then, let me know in the comment section, what do you believe and who do you believe is responsible? I am just so happy
Maybe 10
that
minutes.
Suzanne's
Top
remains
coat.
have been found and that they are one step closer to answers and to accountability and
Okay.
to justice.
Just want to make
So
sure
I
they're
will keep
straight.
you updated. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you
Look
don't
pretty
miss those
good.
updates. I appreciate you sticking with me today through all the choppy different videos, but again, I felt it was important to give you a full rundown of the case start to finish. So that way you're able to make your own opinion and
We'll
form
wait
your
for
own
these
thoughts on the
to
case.
cure
All right, guys,
and
thanks
then
again,
we'll
and until the
finish
next
up.
one, stay safe.
We have 2 more to do. The index and the thumb. Hi, honey. You gonna play Minecraft? Okay.
Think something pumpkin? Think Honeydew. New caramel pumpkin swirl coffees and lattes.
Miss Gibb, if you'll please come forward. You can come here through the gate on this side. Miss Gibb, if you'll stand here in front of this plexiglass, raise your right arm and face the clerk.
Okay, 1.
Miss Gibb, I didn't hear you. Okay. Miss Gibb, you can be seated here at this witness chair. Miss Gibb, if you'll scoot up to that microphone and then pull it down below your chin and aim it at your chin. Mr. Wood and Mr. Pryor, I think the record isn't picking up your voices as well as it is everybody else's, so if you'll do the same, pull that down and then point it up at your chin. It means a
Okay,
much
that looks
better record.
good.
If you pull it down, Mr. Pryor, and then point it up, kind of like this. so that we
Almost
don't talk
done.
over it.
This is always the
Mr.
hardest
Wood,
one to
you may inquire when you're
place.
ready.
Thank you. Will you state your name and spell it for the record? Melanie Gibb, G-I-B-B. Okay. Ms. Gibb, are you familiar with the defendant, Chad Patel? Yes. Approximately when did you meet him?
All right.
About 3-4 years ago. Okay. Do you remember where you met him? Yes, I was in Morgan, Utah.
I'm gonna go up a little higher with this. Okay.
Since
One
you met
more.
him,
Yay.
what is the nature of your relationship? The nature of our relationship was talking about some of the books that Chad had written and his relationship with Lori.
You mentioned Lori, is that Lori Vallow?
Correct. For 2018.
And do you remember, do you recall where you met her?
Yes, in Mesa, Arizona, at a church.
Okay. What was the basis of your relationship with Lori Vallow?
And one
It was
more.
based upon things that we talked about, which were spiritual in nature.
Would you call yourself, were you friends with Lori Vallow?
Yes.
Come on.
Are you familiar, do you know if Lori Vallow had any children?
Yes.
Are you familiar with Tylee Ryan?
Yes.
Did you ever meet Tylee Ryan?
Okay.
Yes.
And did you ever have opportunity to see
Perfect.
Tylee Ryan with Lori Vallow?
Yes.
Cute, cute.
And was Tylee Ryan Lori Vallow's daughter?
Yes.
Ms. Gibb, when was the last time you saw Tylee Ryan?
July
Just
or
top coat
August
these
of
two last nails here.
2019,
Where was that?
in her house in Chandler, Arizona.
Okay. Are you familiar with JJ Vallow?
Yes.
Who is JJ Vallow?
This one moved a little.
Lori's
Let's fix
adopted
it.
son.
Okay. When you spent time with Lori, did you have occasion to spend time with JJ at all?
Yes.
Ms. Gibb, I want to call your attention
All right.
to, well,
60
you recall where
seconds,
you were
and then we'll be done.
between the dates of September 19th, 2019 and September 23rd, 2019.
Yes.
Where were you?
Thank you, Tara, for making me aware of that whole
Why were you
copyright
there?
thing. Because I'm
I was
clueless
there
when it comes to
be
that
with
stuff,
Lori.
you
I
know?
was also there to be at an event called Firm Foundation.
When did you recall when you arrived in Rexford?
Thursday the 19th.
And you know approximately when you left Rexford?
Yes, I left Monday the 23rd around 9:30 in the morning.
When you were in Rexford, where did you stay?
In Lori Vallow's house.
Would you recall the
I think I'm
address
going to
of that
use my
house?
Fall for Me cuticle oil this evening. That's a good smell. That's from Dip With Me. That's
It was a
dipwith.me.
townhome.
Is the name of the company.
Okay. Was that townhome located in Rexford, Idaho?
Yes.
Get some cuticle oil on this hand.
Did you have opportunity to spend time with Lori?
Yes.
Okay. About how much time did you spend with Lori that weekend?
Most of the time, except for on Saturday, I spent most of the day, about 10 hours, up the street at that.
Oh, this oil smells so good too. Alright, this is a cute Manny. If I could do it over, I probably wouldn't have done that nail green, but oh well.
Yes.
Tis what it is.
Do you recall when you saw him there that weekend?
Put a little glove, fingerless glove on here.
Do you recall an exact number?
Here is the finished look using Blackjack from Cosmic Nails and the Phalange stickers from Cosmic Nails. You can get these in a whole bunch of different colors, and every sheet has a whole bunch of different sizes on them, so there's something for everybody.
Yes.
Don't forget to use code TARA10 to save.
Absolutely.
And Tara and Janet, I appreciate you guys being here. I know my whole day I threw it off by coming late, but
Right to see.
you know, I had the opportunity to do Francesca's nails, which I'm always going to jump at that. I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you back on Monday for the Daily Nail. Bye.
Do you ever have occasion to speak with Lori Vallow about the nature of her